Yo guys, it's Anarchy Mortley. So today we're going to be doing the stealth class setup. So this is a little bit different for me. It's not something that I actually normally use very much. I don't normally use a suppressor or anything like that, and it's a little bit of a switch up of a playstyle for me, which I found quite interesting, and it was really quite good. I did enjoy it. We get really good gameplay on it. So we do get a nuclear with it. We do go flawless. We go 52-0. Really good gameplay. Really happy with it. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a breakdown of the gameplay, so you guys can sort of see how I go about my nuclear, what sort of things I do, what I'm thinking, and then things that kind of end up getting that. How did I do so well? And hopefully you guys can use those tips and hopefully put them onto your own gameplay. So first we'll start out with the class setup. I'm just going to show you what I was using. So we're using the KN. We're not using an optic. We're using a suppressor, which is the main part of this gameplay. Obviously the stealth class setup. We're using rapid fire, hybrid mags, which is one of the best. You know, hybrid mags is great. Extra ammunition and reloading faster. And then we're just using stock so we can strafe a little bit better. We're using acoustic sensor, and the reason for that is just so we can sound halt and, you know, hear our enemies around us, as well as that just so we can see them on the minimap when they do get a little bit too close. You get the red marker. That's really quite important. I like that with the stealth class setup because it is more of a tactical gameplay as opposed to just running in and killing everyone. We're going to be flanking a lot, going behind them. We're going to be trying to aim for those like sort of free kills where they're not sort of looking at you and you just take them out very easily. We're not using a perk 1 because I am going to be running Crash so I can get those scavenger packs, so I don't need to use scavenger. We're going to be using Gung Ho just to reduce sprint out time. You know, I've said it on all my videos. I think I really like Gung Ho. And Dead Silence just so we can obviously stay off the enemy's acoustic sensors, meaning that we can see stealthy throughout the map. You know, which is really important for this gameplay. I think one of the reasons why this does so well, obviously, is just because nobody uses the suppressor. It does throw people off guard because everyone always kills people just using like a red gun without the suppressor, meaning that you show up on the minimap. Where this way we're just staying in stealth, we're able to just take people out without getting seen by anyone else on their minimap. So we're not being hunted down like we normally would if we run a nuclear streak. It's really useful. So I think that's the end of the little class setup thing, but I just wanted to show you, I did get the Mastercraft for this, so it's the Kuramaku, I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'll just show you quickly. So that's how it is at the start of the game. With 5 kills, you can just get a few flowers on it, and then you get a load of flowers when you get 10 kills. It's really cool. Obviously, you'll see it in game because I'm using it for this gameplay. Yeah, so I'll just leave you with the gameplay now. So I'll pass you over to my little talk through, and hopefully you can pick up some really good tips and tricks, and hopefully you guys really like the class setup. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Yo guys, we're going to be rocking the stealth setup today. So one of the things about this, well, the main thing about this gameplay really is we're going to be using the suppressor, and that's really useful in this game because a lot of people don't run it, so I think it throws people sort of off guard when you do use it, and it means that you can constantly just keep flanking behind. Like I will show you here. I get 2 free kills. 1 and 2. So obviously they don't know that I'm there. I'm using the suppressor, so I kill one, and the other one doesn't even turn around because he doesn't know I'm there. I'm just dipping out of that one. Too many people. So that's the main thing about this gameplay. So we're just going to be playing stealthy. We're going to be playing tactical, sneaking behind, and just taking them out before they even realise we're there. A lot of the kills that we do get in this, they don't even end up shooting back at us, or we don't really end up losing sort of any health at all. And the main reason for that is just because we're going into their spawn behind them before they even know we're there. And it's so useful in this game because a lot of people don't expect it. So like, for example, if I wasn't using suppressor, as soon as people see me get that kill, then they're going to be looking for me. Same here, you know, all the way through the game, they're going to just be hunting me down sort of thing. Where because I'm using that suppressor, I can sort of move around the map unseen. We're also going to be using the acoustic sensor, and the reason for this is because it does mean that enemy footsteps and everything are louder, meaning that I can hear people around me, so I know if someone's a little bit too close, I know I'm going to have to challenge, or just so I can sort of hear them and get the information as where they are on the map. The other reason for it, obviously, as well, is because in your minimap, it does sort of give you a red marker as to where they are, roughly. And that can be really useful when people are sneaking up behind you and you've not heard them, or it's just to give you that little bit extra information, which can be really useful when you're on that streak and just to sort of not die from that one person who's managed to sneak past you. So like I said, we're just going to be sneaking behind all the way through the game. So I think we get a couple of free kills here in a second. So again, these guys aren't challenging against us. They're coming up red on my minimap and take him out, and then we do get the other one as well. So I'm just being careful because I know he knew I was there, so I was just peeking them corners just to make sure he wasn't waiting for me, because a lot of people might have that pre-aimed and then just take you out when you do come running round. So it is good to sort of take it a little bit slow when you move around them corners if they do know you are there. One of the biggest tips that I can give you guys if you want to start improving your KD, getting really good gameplays, getting nukes, everything like that, is to make sure that you're constantly checking your minimap. Like, for example, here, I saw the guy here on my minimap with the UAV, and I started shooting before I actually even saw him in the game, just because I knew he was there because of the minimap. You know, it's really useful. You can find out where your teammates are, and a lot about where your teammates are can tell you where they are. Obviously, if all your teammates are on one side of the map, probability would guess that they are on the other side of the map. You know, so that's really useful. A lot of that is to do with like predicting spawns, which is something you're only going to get when you've played a lot. But like, for example, here, so my teammate's engaging with them, so they're distracted, so I'm sneaking behind, sort of using my teammate as like a buffer there. Let them sort of engage head on, and then I'll just sneak behind and start stealing the kills. You know, it's a really useful way to play, and again, none of these guys are even challenging against us. You know, I don't think we took any damage from these gunfights then, and the main reason for that is just because we're sneaking behind and taking them out before they even realise we're there. So we are using the UAV, the Sniper's Nest, and the Strike Team, and the reason for these is firstly the UAV. That's just to give us more information, show us where the enemies are on the map, and then we can use that information obviously to gather more kills. We're also going to be using the Sniper's Nest and the Strike Team, and the two reasons for this is firstly with the Sniper's Nest, a lot of people like to run a launcher or something, so that this means that you can flank behind, and then they're going to be busy concentrating on shooting down your Sniper's Nest, so then you can take them out easily, which is another way to just get 3 kills. And then with the Strike Team and the Sniper's Nest, they cause a distraction, which is really, really useful. So like my Strike Team got in front of me then, the the enemy player saw my Strike Team and went to kill them, which meant that they weren't shooting at me, meaning that I could take that kill then. Same with the Sniper's Nest, you know, they can just be a distraction. You know, if your Strike Team's running into their spawn, they're going to be concentrating on taking that Strike Team out, meaning that I can just sneak in, take those kills, and then just start building up my own streak. So UAV is really, really important. You know, it's one of the best streaks. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, it doesn't give you kills or anything like that, but it does give you kills, just inadvertently. It's not directly, but it definitely does. So again, just flank it behind, easy kills. So as well, one of the things that I want to point out is, at first I was taking quite a lot of the tags when I was getting the kills, and the reason for that is just start getting my UAVs, start getting my streaks in, so I can start using them as a buffer. And then I do start slowing down on taking the tags, and the reason for this is obviously you get 80 tags in the game. We're up to 47 at the moment, and I don't want the game to end too quickly because I don't want to run out of time. You know, I'd rather get my nuke and have a little bit extra time, meaning that I could get all the tags then or whatever, than get loads of tags at once and end up running out of time for it. I know this point we are quite on schedule. You know, I think we're on about 21 or 22. So we're also using the teammate specialists. So for example here, Recon used his vision pulse, and we're taking advantage of our teammates by using that. That's a really nice kill. I really like that little slide then. Again, our teammate gave us a little bit of help then, and when our teammates start shooting, we then engage, meaning that we can steal that kill. So here we do nearly end up dying just because of the Seeker Mine, but I managed to click it really quick. We're out on a brutal at this point, so we're doing really well. The only problem that I start having here is a lot of the enemy teams start leaving, meaning there's less people in the game, meaning it is harder to find them. At first, obviously, they do have 6 players, and I think at this point in the game they had 3 or maybe even 2. I think they had 3. So we're doing really well at this point. I think we're on about 26 and 27. So I know there's a person next to me, but I don't want to push that because a lot of people pre-aim that area on this map. So what I do is, my teammate starts coming through here, I wait for my teammate to start pushing it, and then I push through. So I am using my teammate a little bit as bait here, which I know is a bit of a scummy thing to do, but sometimes you just got to do it. So I know they do pre-aim that a lot, meaning that they're just aiming there, waiting for someone to pop round. So I use my teammate to do that, and while they're distracted, I took that kill. Same again with our Strike Team there. So our Strike Team is the first thing that that enemy player sees, and then I'm able to take that kill because they're distracted with the Strike Team. So So we are just running around sort of looking for kills at the moment, because obviously there's not many enemy players on the map at the moment, and it is a bit of a struggle. Not sure what streak we're on at this point. I think we're on about 28, maybe 29. Somewhere around there anyway. So we are getting down to the end of the game. So obviously we've got 72 tags at the moment. We've only got 80, so I was panicking a little bit. I was stressing that I wasn't going to actually be able to get it, but luckily we do. So again, I think our teammates take all these out, meaning I'm going to have to flip over to the other side of the map, because there obviously isn't a lot of enemies. Although I think this is where we get it. We must be on 29. Yeah, this is the nuke. So we take him out. Obviously, I saw on my minimap then that there was someone up here. And then they're there in the middle of the map. So a lot of this gameplay, like I'm saying, it's tactical. You know, it's obviously gun skill is a part of it, and you've got to win your gunfights. But a lot of these I didn't even have to sort of challenge. It was free kills. You know, when my teammates challenged them, weakened them, and then I can just take it. Or obviously we're flanking behind and we're taking them for free. So this isn't necessarily something that you need to be a fantastic player with, because you don't have to one-on-one everyone and, you know, jump shot and fly around the map and everything like that. It's just about tactical gameplay, moving about right. And in the end, we do get the nuke. So guys, so use the class setup, see how you like it. I do really recommend it. It's really good. If you do well with it or anything like that, obviously drop it in the comments and let me know, or you can message me on Twitter, which is just Anarchy Immortal, but instead of the L it's a 1, or you can message me on Instagram, anything like that. So I'll leave you with that, guys. So thank you very much for watching the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it.